Hey everybody, it's Frozen with Outdoor Adventures and thanks for joining me today. What you're looking at right now is all the gear that I will be starting the Appalachian Trail thru hike with. Now, if you're a gear junkie, gear nerd like me, and you want to see in-depth reasons and what exactly I'm bringing, you can do one of two things. You can first off watch the individual videos I've published over the past several weeks. I kind of go into what each item is and why I'm bringing it. Also what I'm sending to replace it as the weather warms up if applicable, or you can simply just look on my lighter pack, which I will keep updated throughout my hike. You can find that link in the description to this video. So let's go into it. I'm holding the camera right now, so I apologize for any kind of stabilization. I don't really like filming like this, but I really don't see any way around it. All right, let's just start over here with the shoes, and then we'll kind of go on down the list, and then I'll show how I pack everything up in the bag. All right, first up is the Lone Peak 4s, which you're looking at right here. That's the shoes by Altra. Absolutely love these things. They're a little bit roomier than the Lone Peak 3.5s, which is kind of what I'm after. They also seem to dry out just a little bit quicker. All right, moving down from the shoes, that blue square rectangle is a Champion Vapor shirt. Pretty cheap, moisture wicking, super comfortable. It's blue, obviously. It's amazing. My favorite color. And that is pretty much going to be on my body anytime that I'm active when I'm not in town. Underneath that is the Melanzana Microgrid hoodie. This is one of the changes from my detailed gear list, we're going to call it. I was originally going to wear the Patagonia R1, but the weather has warmed up considerably. It's actually like a low of 41 in Georgia over the next weekend, and it's actually 51 degrees for the high in the Smokies. So I don't think I'm going to need the extra warmth value on the Patagonia R1, so I just opted for the Microgrid hoodie. Can always swap that out at any time. All right, coming down from that, those are my shorts. They have a liner inside. I don't like wearing boxers because they just seem to chafe me to all hell and back. Those are the Patagonia Striders. They got a zip pocket in the back, and they have two pockets on each side, very, very lightweight pockets where I can store a phone or Sawyer Squeeze or whatever I need to do. Okay, dropping down, the black on the left, I think that's your left, right? That is the Dirty Girl gaiters that I'll be wearing on top of my shoes to kind of keep dirt and debris out. Right next to that faded piece of cloth right there is my buff. I love my buff. It keeps the sweat out of my eyes. It's dual purpose. It acts as a moisture wicking towel. Pretty much anything that I need, that's what it does. It's there for me, and I just love wearing it. All right, sleep clothes and town clothes. Both of these are C9 level clothing by Champion. It's just a shirt and a pair of shorts. I really just find these really comfortable to sleep in, and everything will be packed in that Zpacks dry bag underneath. All right, going back up, let's talk a little bit about rain gear. Right underneath the shoes, in between that down jacket over there, is the Zpacks rain mitts. Sometimes, man, in cold, rainy weather where the wind's blowing, your hands just get frozen because they're just soaked to the bone. And those rain mitts really do a good job of keeping that wind and rain, those elements, off of your hands. Underneath the gloves, those are my body wrapper pants. They're going to act as rain and wind pants for me. They're ripstop nylon. They're $20 on Amazon, so they're water resistant, but you can actually make them pretty darn waterproof by adding a DWR, like Nick Wax or whatever, to them, like a tech wash. Underneath that is my Outdoor Research Helium 2. Love that rain jacket. Actually just got it replaced via the warranty because my other one was soaking through after 4 years of use. All right, right here is my Zpacks rain kilt. I call it a rain skirt because that's exactly what it is. It just keeps your lower body just super dry, and if I need some extra protection from the wind, that is there for me. I also use it underneath my hammock to kind of put my pack on to keep everything dry. All right, 2 pairs of hiking socks. Those are darn tough Vermont quarter cushion hikers. They're great. They dry out pretty fast, and they have just enough cushion to keep me happy throughout the day. Underneath that is a pair of sealskins waterproof socks. When I encounter snow, that's what I'll be wearing for the better portion of the day. because my feet get really, really cold, and it's just a miserable feeling when I can't get them warm. Those definitely help provide that vapor barrier and keep some heat in. Now, your feet will still get wet from sweat, but if you take it off during the day and you manage that sweat properly, they work excellent. And then under that, I simply just have a pair of Smart Wool like liner socks that I'm either going to use in conjunction with the waterproof socks. Probably not, but if I feel the need, I will do that. But mainly those are my sleep socks because I like to use foot balm on my feet to keep them moist and protected from cracking, which seems to be what I get instead of blisters. All right, going back up, and I apologize, there's a lot of stuff here. Try to run through this a little faster. That is my Montbell Alpine Light down jacket, super warm, down to probably 25 degrees, and pairing it up with all the extra layers, can probably go into single digits. Actually, not probably, I know I can because I've done it before. All right, here to the left, Zpacks fleece hat, great sleeping hat. It's fleece, obviously, so it can get wet and retain its warmth rating. And to the right of that, those are my possum down gloves. Zpacks also sells them, but they do not make them. All right, base layers. We have Smart Wool 250 tops and bottoms. Those will be what I'm sleeping in if the weather gets way colder than what it is. And I might start getting rid of these by hot springs. We'll see how it goes. It might not be a smart idea, but we'll just see how the weather goes. And if it gets super cold, we have some 1 ounce down socks, down booties. And those are coming with me because they pack down to nothing. And like I said, they're 1 ounce. They're worth the wait. 2 smart water bottles for water carrying, and an additional 2-liter Evernew bag for some extra water storage and filtering. Right above that is my Seat to Summit Aeros ultralight pillow. Super light, super comfy, and it's just one of my comfort items. I love having it. All right, those 2 plastic bags. The top one is my Sawyer Squeeze. In case it gets cold, I'll keep it in my pocket, and we'll go from there. I did not bring the Aquamira. I decided to drop the Aquamira drops in the contact case. If I really need it, if it gets that cold, like I said, it's warmed up pretty good so far, in the 50s, sometimes some days are in the 60s. I will send the Aquamira, I'll just buy it. Not really worried about that. And then the bag below that is my garbage bag. So I'll put my garbage in there and then dump it when I get to town or whatever. Also, there is a little water scoop. So if it's standing water, I can scoop water in and put it in the Evernew bag. That's what that's for. I'm not going to go into this too much, but this is my ditty bag. Pretty much anything first aid, emergency, repair, medications, foot balm, all that stuff is in the ditty bag. And that will get packed away with my food bag at night. All right, Ziploc bag of toilet paper, wet wipes, and I also have my titanium trowel in there as well. Probably won't need the trowel. Can use as tent stake. That's what I used to use all the time, but trowel just makes it a little easier. Okay. Long-winded stuff here. Sorry, guys. All right. Hammock gear, top quilt and under quilt. They are a burrow and an incubator, respectively. And like I said, they are a 20-degree set. That's just what I like. Yeah, that's what I think I'll need. Underneath that, that is my dream hammock Darien with titanium Dutchware cinch buckles. And man, I cannot wait. I'm looking forward to sleeping in that thing so much. Underneath that, that is my hammock gear Cuban fiber tarp. Hopefully I don't have issues with this. The last time it rained, I ended up getting some rain underneath the tarp, but I think that might have been just how I hung the tarp. I think I hung it at a really sharp angle, and it was coming in via the sideways rain. All right, 4 MSR Groundhog tent stakes in a Light AF tent stake bag. This is a custom bag that the owner, Chris, made for me, and it's just a little bit wider than your standard tent stake bag because I like to keep my guy lines attached to the stake. We got a little Dutchware sit pad right here. In case my feet get a little cold, can put that underneath in the hammock, or just to sit down on a log or get out of the rain, keep my butt dry. All right, Light AF pack. Holy crap, is this thing comfortable. I decided not to have the fanny pack. Instead, I'm going with the 1-inch webbing. There's enough pockets on here and features that I don't think I'm going to need the fanny pack. Yes, it would be nice to have. The only problem with it is when I'm going up hills, steep up hills, I find my knees hitting the fanny pack, which I'd rather avoid. If I need it by hot springs, my parents are supposed to be coming down to visit me. I'll just have them bring it then. But yeah, we got pockets galore here, and we even have a bottom pocket as well. So hopefully I won't need it. Okay, another major change was my trekking poles. Now they're the same model trekking pole, but they're the Z poles now. They're fully carbon, and I don't have to worry about adjusting them throughout the day because I'm 110 centimeter length, and that's what they come stock as. So put the duct tape on there and good to go. They pack down really, really small, as you can see, and I think that's just going to be what I'm going to be happy with. Wanted to try a Z pole from Lakey. Black Diamond poles that do the same thing I've had problems with. I've had their whatever this part is pop out because they weren't really put in there well. I had to epoxy it, so hoping these work out a little bit better for me. And honestly, just going back to trekking poles again, the only reason why I bought these is I didn't think the tips on my other poles would come in time. Speaking of tips, man, I'll tell you what, guys, if you have any tips on, no pun intended, on taking these trekking pole tips off, please let me know. I've tried everything from hitting it with a wrench to boiling it in water and trying to pull it off. They're just not coming off my other poles, so I don't know. I don't know what the heck. I've even heard people cutting them off with like a knife, but I'm afraid to do that because I don't want to damage the carbon. All right, pot is a 750 mil pot, I think, by Tokes. I even made a new pot koozie after 2 years of use, and man, it's looking sharp. I can't wait to make this thing dirty again. All right, going down to the electronics. Nothing really changed with the electronics, still the same old thing. I added some earplugs in here because I'll probably be sleeping with this most of the time. You know, it has the Anchor battery. It's a 20,000 milliamp, charges in 3.5 hours because it charges over power delivery via USB-C. An Aki wall charger. I added a little cloth in there so I can clean the camera lens. Some Anchor Curve wireless, Bluetooth headphones, and that's going to be amazing. For the people that are worried about the battery life, the amplifier is in the headphones, so it's not using the phone's amplifier, so really, it's not that big of a battery difference. Just keep that in mind. Some miscellaneous cables to charge everything, and then right there you can see my Nightcore NU25 with the shock cord headband mod. So that's pretty much it as far as electronics. We got my titanium spoon with the polished bowl in a bag where I'm going to keep my food that I'm going to eat during each day. For the food that I'm storing long term, meaning longer than a day, they will be in my Light AF flat bottom Cuban fiber food bag. And this is for the first 3 days right here, which should get me to mountain crossings, aka Neal Gap. So let's load up everything into the pack and we'll go from there. All right, here we go. Let's pack for the AT. There you have it. Everything's packed up. Now it's pretty tight in here right now. There's 3 days of food in that bag, like I said. I think the max I'll be carrying at the start is 4 days of food plus a sleeping pad going through the Smokies, in which case I'll get rid of the sleeping pad in Hot Springs when my parents come down. Might switch out a couple things. I'm hoping it stays warm. But, you know, in the case it doesn't, I feel pretty confident this will take me into the, you know, the 10, 11 degree range. That's probably when I'm gonna start being a little uncomfortable. I don't wanna do single digits, but I'm prepared to hike in them at least. So, 13.6 pound base weight, I believe. No food, water, fuel, consumables, none of that. And then it'll be 9.8 pounds, including everything, you know, obviously base weight as the weather warms up. All right, so finally, just talking about a couple more things before I leave. I'm leaving Friday the 22nd. I'm starting on Saturday morning the 23rd. I'm only doing 4.3 AT miles, but I will be starting on the approach trail. And then the girlfriend's driving my car back. So that's how I'm getting to the trailhead. We're driving down, she's driving back. I'm gonna go slow in the beginning. We're not doing the mileage that I really wanna do right at the start. I'm really still kind of worried about my knee. It's been not giving me problems, but it's something that's kind of stressing me out. So we're gonna take care of that. We're gonna go slow and we're gonna get this done. I'm really looking forward to this. If you need me for anything to set up resupply or trail magic or just to, you know, send words of encouragement, FrozenHikes@gmail.com, or comment below or send me a message over at Frozensoutdooradventures on Instagram. You can also follow me on a Trail Correspondence podcast through the Trek. It's on Spotify, it's on the web, it's on iTunes. Just check in that description box below for all that information that you need. And guys, I'll see you in the first video in about a week and a half. Well, I'll say 2 weeks at this point. So guys, find time to go on your own adventure. See you on the trail.